All right, it's Chris, Safety Doc here. We're going to be talking about common driver file errors, or the oops that we will find on driver files. First of all, disclaimer, I'm no lawyer. So when I make reference to negligent hiring, negligent entrustment, I want you to know that I'm not a lawyer. I'm a very experienced safety professional. But for clarification on those terms, you may want to speak to a lawyer. However, let's look at the critical defects and how they may affect you should a crash happen, or when one of those government people come in to perform an audit on your company. And of course, your insurance company, they regularly come in and review your driver file. So what I'm trying to do here is point out some of the critical application form errors that are commonly made and help you get through this part of the audit. All right, it is critical both for your company's health and for your insurance company. They want you to be hiring the best qualified drivers that are available, and we all know that quality is short now in the driver fleets. So what is the first oops when it comes to hiring drivers? We're going to be talking an awful lot about the driver form and the driver hiring package. I'm going to be referring to Regulation 391 of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations. If you're a Canadian fleet, you can call this best practices. In the US, of course, we have the Regulation 391, and we must adhere to the regulation. So we're going to talk about the regulation. We're going to read part of it. How exciting, I know. However, this is what part of the regulation looks like. I've jumped ahead to 391.21, and I just want you to, first one, the name of the address of the employing motor carrier. I see many of the small fleets buy their generic application form from a provider, and it has at the top a spot for the carrier's name and address, but it's not filled in. So critical error number one is your name and address isn't there. The next one, of course, is the applicant's name is usually on the application form. The address is usually there. However, sometimes the date of birth is missing and the social insurance number is not completed. In Canada, I know that you ask for your social insurance number later on. In the United States, the social security number should be filled in at the time of the application. The address for which the applicant has been living for the last 3 years, I often see this not being completed properly. So make sure the application is there and completed where the driver has been resident for the last 3 years. And then lastly, believe it or not, I find application forms that don't have a date on them. So that's another critical flaw that I often see. So here's your typical application form. And this one is not completed well. Look at this. I'm completing this video in 2018, so we can see here that I have not completed the last 3 years, beginning with my most current address. So that's critical mistake. Then if we carry on reading 391, the nature and the extent of the applicant's experience. There is a spot on the application form. Make sure they complete it that states their experience, whether it's buses, trucks, tractor trailers, semi-trailers, full trailers, pole trailers, that the applicant has operated. Next on this list are the crashes for the preceding 3 years prior to the applicant date. So the 3 years prior to the applicant date, the driver needs to be able to complete the date and the nature of each accident, as well as whether there is any fatalities or personal injuries. So drivers, if you're watching this video, please come equipped with that information. And then a list of all driver violations other than parking for the preceding 3 years of the application date. So again, you need to have the details completed there. So if you are a safety professional, when you are going through the driver application, make sure you get those 3 critical pieces. And it looks like this on many application forms. It's got up there the driving experience is listed right there, and then the collisions often are listed similar to that, and then the traffic convictions. On this particular application is at the end. That's it for now. Let me know your comments. Please subscribe and like this channel. Thanks so much, and Safety Dogs out.